Avoid false incentives. Many porn masturbation orgasmers, while trying to stop on the willpower method, attempt to increase their motivation by building up false incentives. There are many examples of this. A typical one is, I will reward myself with a gift after no porn masturbation orgasm for a month. This appears to be a logical and sensible approach, but in fact is false, because any self-respecting porn masturbation orgasmer would rather continue porn masturbation orgasming every day than receive a self-given gift. In any case, there is a doubt in the porn masturbation orgasmer's mind, because not only will she or he have to abstain for 30 days, but because not only will they have to abstain for 30 days, but will they even enjoy the days without a porn masturbation orgasm? Their only pleasure, or crutch, is taken away. All this does is to increase the size of the sacrifice that the porn masturbation orgasmer feels they are making, which makes it even more precious in their mind. Other examples. I'll stop porn masturbation orgasming so that I will force myself to get a social life and seek more real sex in real life. Or I'll stop so some magical energy will help me to leap over the competitors and get this woman I pursue. Or I commit to not waste my energy and enthusiasm in porn masturbation orgasming so I can grow enough hunger in myself. These are true and can be effective, and you may end up getting what you want. But think about it for a second. If you do get what you wanted, had wanted, once the novelty has gone, you will feel deprived. If you didn't, then you will feel miserable, and either way, sooner or later, you will fall for the trap again. Another typical example is online or forum packs. These have the advantage of eliminating temptation for certain periods. However, they generally fail for the following reasons. 1. The incentive is false. Why should you want to stop just because other people are doing so? All this does is to create an additional pressure, which increases the feeling of sacrifice. It is fine if all porn masturbation orgasmers genuinely want to stop at one particular time. However, you cannot force porn masturbation orgasmers to stop, and although all porn masturbation orgasmers secretly want to, until they are ready to do so, a pact just creates additional pressure, which increases their desire to porn masturbate an orgasm. This turns them into secret porn masturbation orgasmers, which further increases the feeling of dependency. 2. The rotten apple theory, or dependency on each other. Under the willpower method of stopping, the porn masturbation orgasmer is undergoing a period of penance during which he waits for the urge to porn masturbate orgasm to go. If he gives in, there is a sense of failure. Under the willpower method, one of the participants is bound to give in sooner or later. The other participants now have the excuse they have been waiting for. It's not their fault. They would have held out. It is just that Fred has let them down. The truth is that most of them have already been cheating. 3. Sharing the credit is the reverse of the rotten apple theory. Here, the loss of face due to failure is not so bad when shared. There is a marvelous sense of achievement in stopping porn masturbation orgasming. When you are doing it alone, the acclaim you receive from your friends and online buddies can be a tremendous boost to help you over the first few days. When everybody is doing it at the same time, the credit has to be shared, and the boost is consequently reduced. 4. Another example of false incentives is the guru promise. When I was younger, it would make me feel angry if you'd call me a saint. It is a cuss word. Stopping will give you happiness, as you are not engaged in the tug of war, and your brain is starting to rewire and regain impulse control and all that. However, you must keep in mind that none of this will make you a sex god or win a lotto. No one, except you, cares if you stop porn masturbation orgasming. You are not a weak person either if you are doing porn masturbation orgasm 3 times a day and have porn-induced erectile dysfunction. And you are not a strong person if you are an addict and don't have porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Stop kidding yourself. If the job offer I mentioned before, of 10 months' work for 12 months' salary a year, won't stop him, or if the risks of cutting down your brain's capacity to cope with just any normal day-to-day stress and strains, or if putting yourself at odds with having a reliable erection, or if the lifetime of mental and physical torture and slavery did not stop him or her, the above said few phony incentives will not make the slightest bit of difference. They will only make the sacrifice appear worse. Instead, concentrate on the other side. What am I getting out of it? Why do I need to porn masturbate in orgasm? Keep looking at the other side of the tug of war. What is porn masturbation orgasming doing for me? Absolutely nothing. Why do I need to do it? You don't. You are only punishing yourself. Try looking at it from the Pascal's wager perspective. You have almost nothing to lose. A rub-out with half arousals, for sure. Chances of big profits. A full and reliable arousal, mental well-being and happiness, and no chance of losing big. Unreliable, full arousals, premature ejaculations, fading penetrations, loss of general impulse controls, lower tolerance for frustrations and anger. Why not declare you're quitting to friends and family? Well, it will make you a proud ex-addict, ex-porn masturbation orgasmer, not an elated and happy non-porn masturbation orgasmer. It will scare your partner a bit, since they may see this as an effort to have more sex, sort of a new age thing. They may also fear to lose you if this turns you into a sex machine. It is hard to explain to them unless they are open-minded. Any attempt to get others to help you in your quitting gives more power to the little monster of addiction. Pushing it from your mind and totally ignoring it has the effect of trying not to think of it. As soon as you spot the thoughts, when you hit the cues, home alone, or just absent-minded thoughts, just say to yourself, "Great, I don't have to do it like a slave animal. I am free. I am happy to know the differences in sex." This will cut the life of the thought and will deny oxygen to it, and will stop it from burning towards urges and cravings. The easy way to stop. This chapter contains instructions about the easy way to stop porn masturbation orgasming. Providing you follow the instructions, you will find that stopping ranges from relatively easy to enjoyable. But remember the definition of a brunette, a girl who didn't read the instructions on the bottle. It is ridiculously easy to stop porn masturbation orgasming. All you have to do is 2 things. 1. Make the decision that you are never going to porn masturbate an orgasm again. 2. Don't mope about it. Rejoice. You are probably asking, why the need for the rest of the book? Why couldn't you have said that in the first place? The answer is that you would at some time have moped about it, and consequently, sooner or later, you would have changed your decision. You have probably already done that many times before. As I have already said, the whole business of porn masturbation orgasming is a subtle, sinister trap. The main problem of stopping isn't the dopamine addiction. It is a problem, but not the main. But the brainwashing. And it is necessary first to explode all the myths and delusions. Understand your enemy. Know his tactics, and you will easily defeat him. I spent most of my life trying to stop porn masturbation orgasming, and I've suffered weeks of black depression. When I finally stopped, I went to 0 without one bad moment. It was enjoyable, even during the withdrawal period, and I have never had the slightest pang since. On the contrary, it is the most wonderful thing that has happened in my life. I couldn't understand why it had been so easy, and it took me a long time to find out the reason. It was this. I knew for certain that I was never going to porn masturbate and orgasm again. During previous attempts, no matter how determined I was basically trying to stop porn masturbation orgasming, hoping that if I could survive long enough without a session of porn masturbation orgasm, the urges would eventually go. Of course they didn't go, because I was waiting for something to happen, and the more I moped about it, the more I wanted to visit my internet harem, so the craving never went. My final attempt was different. Like all porn masturbation orgasmers nowadays, I had been giving the problem serious thought. Up to then, whenever I failed, I had consoled myself with the thought that it would be easier next time. It had never occurred to me that I would have to go on porn masturbation orgasming the rest of my life. This latter thought filled me with horror and started me thinking very deeply about the subject. Instead of firing up my browser subconsciously, I began to analyze my feelings as I was looking at the screen. This confirmed what I already knew. I wasn't enjoying them, and they were filthy and disgusting. I started looking at non-porn masturbation orgasmers, the ones that live in some other part of the world, or the older people who never got to know the tube sites. Until then, I had always regarded non-porn masturbation orgasmers as wishy-washy, unsociable, finicky people. However, when I examined them, they appeared, if anything, stronger and more relaxed. They appeared to be able to cope with the stresses and strains of life, and they seemed to enjoy social functions more than the porn masturbation orgasmers. They certainly had more sparkle and zest than porn masturbation orgasmers. I started talking to ex-porn masturbation orgasmers. Up to this point, I had regarded them as people who had been forced to give up porn masturbation orgasm for health and religious reasons, and who were always secretly longing for a harem visit. A few did say, "You get the odd pangs, but they are so few and far between they aren't worth bothering about." But most said, "Miss it? You must be joking. I have never felt better in my life." Even failures were fail-forwards for them. They did not condemn themselves. It was easier for them to unconditionally accept themselves, like a coach who will accept a mistake by a genuinely golden player. Talking to ex-porn masturbation orgasmers exploded another myth that I had always had in my mind. I had thought that there was an inherent weakness in me, and it suddenly dawned on me that all porn masturbation orgasmers go through this private nightmare. Basically, I said to myself, scores of people are stopping now and leading perfectly happy lives. I didn't need to do it before I started, and I can remember having to work hard to get used to this filth. So why do I need to do it now? In any event, I didn't enjoy porn masturbation orgasm. I hated the whole filthy ritual, and I didn't want to spend the rest of my life being the slave of this disgusting porn addiction. I then said to myself, whether you like it or not, you have completed your last porn masturbation orgasm visit. I knew right from that point that I would never porn masturbate an orgasm again. I wasn't expecting it to be easy. In fact, just the reverse. I fully believed that I was in for months of black depression and that I would spend the rest of my life having the occasional pang. Instead, it has been absolute bliss right from the start. It took me a long time to work out why it had been so easy and why this time I hadn't suffered those terrifying withdrawal pangs. The reason is that they do not exist. It is the doubt and uncertainty that causes the pangs. The beautiful truth is, it is easy to stop porn masturbation orgasming. It is only the indecision and moping about it that makes it difficult. Even while they are addicted to porn masturbation orgasmers can go for relatively long periods at certain times in their lives without bothering about it. It is only when you want it but can't have it that you suffer. Therefore, the key to making it easy is to make stopping certain and final. Not to hope, but to know you have kicked it, having made the decision. Never to doubt or to question it. In fact, just the reverse. Always rejoice about it. If you can be certain from the start, it will be easy. But how can you be certain from the start unless you know it is going to be easy? This is why the rest of the book is necessary. There are certain essential points, and it is necessary to get them clear in your mind before you start. 1. Realize that you can achieve it. There is nothing different about you, and the only person who can make you porn masturbation orgasm is you, not that porn star. She would never in her wildest dreams have thought about herself being used for reducing a man's virility. 2. There is absolutely nothing to give up. On the contrary, there are enormous positive gains to be made. I do not only mean you will be healthier and richer, I mean you will enjoy the good times more and be less miserable during the bad times. 3. Get it clear in your head that there is no such thing as a peak or visit. Porn masturbation orgasming is a drug addiction and a chain reaction. By moaning about the odd porn masturbation orgasm, you will only be punishing yourself needlessly. 4. See the whole business of porn masturbation orgasming not as a boys will be boys habit that might injure you, but as drug addiction. Face up to the fact that, whether you like it or not, you have got the disease. It will not go away because you bury your head in the sand. Remember, like all crippling diseases, it not only lasts for life, but gets worse and worse. The easiest time to cure it is now. 5. Separate the disease, i.e. the brain chemical addiction, from the frame of mind of being a porn masturbation orgasmer or a non-porn masturbation orgasmer. All porn masturbation orgasmers, if given the opportunity to go back to the time before they became hooked, would jump at that opportunity. You have that opportunity today. Don't even think about it as giving up porn masturbation orgasming. When you have made the final decision that you have had your last porn masturbation orgasm, you will already be a non-porn masturbation orgasmer. A porn masturbation orgasmer is one of those poor wretches who have to go through life destroying themselves with porn. A non-porn masturbation orgasmer is someone who doesn't. Once you have made that final decision, you have already achieved your object. Rejoice in that fact. Do not sit moping, waiting for the chemical addiction to go. Get out and enjoy life immediately. Life is marvelous, even when you are addicted, and each day it will get so much better when you aren't. The key to making it easy to quit porn masturbation orgasming is to be certain that you will succeed in abstaining completely during the withdrawal period, maximum 3 weeks. If you are in the correct frame of mind, you will find it ridiculously easy. By this stage, if you have opened your mind as I requested at the beginning, you will already have decided you are going to stop. You should now have a feeling of excitement, like a dog straining at the leash, unable to wait to break down those brain delta phos B porn water slides. If you have a feeling of doom and gloom, it will be for one of the following reasons. 1. Something has not gelled in your mind. Reread the above 5 points and ask yourself if you believe them to be true. If you doubt any point, reread the appropriate sections in the book. 2. You fear failure itself. Do not worry. Just read on. You will succeed. The whole business of internet porn is like a confidence trick on a gigantic scale. Intelligent people fall for confidence tricks, but it is only a fool who, having once found out about the trick, goes on kidding himself. 3. You agree with everything, but you are still miserable. Don't be. Open your eyes. Something marvelous is happening. You are about to escape from the prison. It is essential to start with the correct frame of mind. Isn't it marvelous that I am a non-porn masturbation orgasmer? All we have to do now is to keep you in that frame of mind during the withdrawal period, and the next few chapters deal with specific points to enable you to stay in that frame of mind during that time. After the withdrawal period, you won't have to think that way. You will think that way automatically, and the only mystery in your life will be, it is so obvious, why couldn't I see it before? However, 2 important warnings. 1. Delay your plan to make your last visit until you have finished the book. 2. I have mentioned several times a withdrawal period of up to 3 weeks. This can cause misunderstanding. First, you may subconsciously feel that you have to suffer for 3 weeks. You don't. Secondly, avoid the trap of thinking, somehow I have just got to abstain for 3 weeks and then I will be free. Nothing magic will actually happen after 3 weeks. You won't suddenly feel like a non-porn masturbation orgasmer. Non-porn masturbation orgasmers do not feel any different from porn masturbation orgasmers. If you are moping about stopping during the 3 weeks, in all probability, you will still be moping about it after the 3 weeks. What I'm saying is, if you can start right now by saying, I am never going to porn masturbation orgasm again, isn't it marvelous? After 3 weeks, all temptation will go. Whereas if you say, if only I can survive 3 weeks without a porn masturbation orgasm, you will be dying for a harem visit after the 3 weeks are up. Sexual dysfunction has a lot to do with your brain and your mind frame. Internet porn rewires your brain's reward circuit and gives your mind a doubting mind frame. This self-doubt will undoubtedly cause your sexual dysfunctions. Having all the desire in your upper part, but putting up no arousal in your lower part, is the worst thing to happen to your mind frame. Libido going hand in hand with romance is the elixir of youth that you can have until you die. You will keep the probabilities high by quitting. But that is not the only or major gain in all this. It is your freedom from slavery.